Hello, my name is Michelle Mitchell, and there are so many things that you could complain about in life, but there's so many things to be happy and joyful about. Today's practice is a little bit different than maybe you might have experienced. In the past, a lot of times when we think about the breath, we think about the breath aligned to meditation or sitting in stillness. We think of the breath connecting in between our postures and poses in the yoga practice. But do we ever begin to think about the breath? Are we living the joy of the breath? Today we're going to practice the breath of joy, a three-part breath that I'll explain to you shortly. And why is the breath so important? Well, on average, at 16 breaths per minute, we take about 23,000 cycles of breath each day. 23 cycles of breath. And without breath, we know we wouldn't be here. And we learn even more so in 2020 into 21, just the power and how necessary our breath is. So I want to celebrate what our body can do. I want to celebrate our breath. And my mantra for this short practice, this pranayama practice, is I am vibrant and joyful. And we'll practice the breath of joy. So begin by bringing your feet apart and grounding them into the earth. But before we start any movement, we're going to warm up a little bit. So inhale, bring your shoulders up to your ears, and exhale, release them to your back. We'll do that again. Inhale and release them to your back. And just lift your shoulders kind of up and down because you're going to need them. And then gently just roll your neck out to the right, back, left, and forward. And reverse it the opposite way. And just begin to bring your neck some movement, gentle movement. We'll reverse it one more time. And before we get into the breath of joy, I invite you to bring your hand to your heart space and to your lower belly. Lower your gaze and just think about your breath. Listen for it, experience it before we embark on the breath of joy. Is it calmed? Is it labored? Is it hesitant? Whatever it is right now, appreciate it and let it be. Bring your hands to your side to tall mountain. I'm going to walk you through the breath of joy with your feet slightly spread to the width of your shoulders and your hips. You'll like a little bend in your knee. And in this three-part breath, where we bring oxygen through our bloodstream and attempt to energize and revitalize our body, you have a couple of movements. Think of it like conducting a chorus or an orchestra. So we'll sip in 3 sips into our lungs in 3-part and with an audible exhale. And it looks like this. And we gently rise up. I demonstrated, and we're going to do that together. The first time we'll go through it about 5 times. We'll start out slow and we'll speed up a little bit. This is not a contest. Connect with your breath. Do it with what feels best for your lung capacity. And at any time, if you start to feel dizzy or uncomfortable, just stop. When we get to the end, we'll rest there. We'll take a pause between our next set. Breath of joy. Live it, embrace it. Ragdoll it out a little bit. Release your hands and begin to come up slowly, one vertebrae at a time, lifting your head and neck last, releasing your shoulders and your hands down. Bring your hands back to your heart space and your belly. And you should really feel that your heart is beginning to pump, and you should feel a different energy in your body from this point. We'll repeat that again, bringing your hands to your side, and really work on your breath of joy. And as you do it, celebrate and inhale and exhale. And think about the person that isn't able to take a breath today. And take one for them. Please let me feel from the center of me. My heart is open. I am aware. It needs a no. And slowly begin to come up vertebrae by vertebrae at a time. Releasing your arms and bringing your hands back to heart center. And you should feel an amazing, vibrant pounding of your heart, an energy transcending your body, radiating out of your soul. And remind yourself that your breath is a gift. Allow your breath to just beat at its own pace. Bring your hands down to the side. And we'll take an inhale to Tall Mountain together. And exhale, we'll open up our heart and embrace our heart space. Inhale, bring our hands back up. And we'll open our heart one last time. At the center. Bring your hands back up and return them to your side. And if you feel inclined, join me. Join your hands together at heart center. And remember, at any time, you can live yoga and the practice of pranayama anywhere. You don't need a mat. You just need your lungs and Holy Spirit. I am vibrant and joyful, and I welcome, embrace, and I'll practice and shower myself with the breath of joy. Namaste. My heart is